Hello everyone, welcome back to JDCodebase. In this video, we are going to learn JavaScript objects from beginner to advanced level. If you already know variables and arrays, then objects are the next most important topic in JavaScript. Objects help us to store real-world data in a clean and meaningful way. Don't worry if you are completely new to objects. I will explain everything step by step with example and live coding. Also, the PPT and complete code used in this video are available in the description. So make sure to check that. So let's get started. In this video, you will learn what JavaScript objects actually are, how to create objects, properties and method, dot versus bracket notation, nested objects, object destructuring, spread operator with the objects, and basics of this keyword. So by the end of this video, you will comfortable using objects in real project. Now first let's understand what an object is. In JavaScript, an object is simply a collection of key value pairs. The keys are properties and values can be any data, anything, string, number, array, or even a function also. Think about a real person, like a person has a name, age, city, skills. Storing this kind of related data using a variable is messy, and that's why we use object. Now let's see them in practical way. So let user JDCodebase's name is the JD and age is the 25 to 54. City is the, let's say, Delhi, and so let's run this console.log user node.10. So as you see, name JD, age 25, city Delhi is so here user is the object. Inside curly braces, this one we write properties name, age and cities, and name, age and cities are keys here, and their values are JD, 25 and Delhi. This is called an object literals, and this is the most common way to create object in JavaScript. Now creating an object with a literal means object literal means using this curly braces, very beginner friendly, used almost everywhere in the real project. And now let's see how to access data from an object. I create here the user name, age and city. So for that, console.log user and just type the dot, and you will access the property age, city, name, anyone you want. Like I want to get the city, so console.log, I get the city here. And one more way is the console.log array notation, like by using the square bracket, the double quotes, and get the value of age, let's say, and I get 25 as expected. So we can access object properties in two ways, by using a dot notation, and second one is the bracket notation, and both work, but they are used in different situations. So as I already show you the dot notation and bracket notation. Now bracket notation is useful when properties name has a spaces, or when the key is dynamic. For now, remember, use dot notation by default. Adding and updating properties. Objects are mutable, which means we can manage them, we can update the values here. So like user dot age is the, let's say, 72. Okay, I forgive. Yes. So now let's console this user. So let's see here, if you see, age is 72 now. So here we added a new property. We can also add a new property in this by just user dot email jd@gmail.com. So let's run this, and for console.log user, now I get the one more property email. So we also update the age from the 25 to 72, and also add a new property called email here. JavaScript allow this easily, and this is very powerful in JavaScript object. And now deleting properties by using just a delete keyword, delete user dot city, let's say, and console.log user. So initial one is this. Now let's run this. Now if you see, city is removed from this object. So delete keyword removes a property completely from the object. Next is the object method. When a function is inside an object, we call it a method. Basically it's basically a function, but if it return is in the object, then it becomes a method. So like here, let's say user dot greet is equal to function, and call this function console.log hello JD. So if I run this console.log user, now I get this method also, this name JD age 25, and greet is a function anonymous. So when I call this user dot greet function, and then I get the value hello JD. So greet is a method because it is a function inside an object. This is a function inside this object, and we call it using this user dot greet. Now one most important thing in here is in the user method is this keyword. This refer to the current object. Like let's make a new object. Let user1 equal to name John, and age is the 50, and let's say greet function, and inside this console.log hello this dot name. So if I run this console.log this user1 and call this function user1 dot greet. So here this dot name means the name of the object, this one. So let's run this. So if you see here hello John, here this here this dot name refers to this name, this function, this object name here value. So here this is pointing to the user object, not the external one. This is inside the object. This is very important and use a lot in real projects, and this is the most many beginners stuck here in this keyword, this dot name or this dot age, this like. So next is the nested object. Object can also contain the other object. Like in this user1 I can add a new field address, and inside this just write city Delhi, let's say Goa, and pin code is the 101010. So if I console this log console.log user1, and I get a new object inside, means nested object. This is the original one, and this is the nested object, address city Goa in pin code. So here we can access the value of by using the user.1 and address, and dot means let's say pin code. So let's run this. I get the value of pin code here, means user1. Inside this I have address also already a object, so inside this I get the pin code. So here address itself is an object. This is called a nested object, and we access the nested data step by step using the dot notation, like user1 dot address dot pin code. Next is the object destructuring, means extract properties into a variable. Like here we write a name and age in the object, and I want to means get into a simpler way. So for that just write let name age city from the user. And this create three variables, name, age, and city. When I console.log name, city, and age, I get the value. Okay, I forget that I delete this user.city. That's why I get the undefined here. So let's remove this. So I get JD and 72 as the name and age. So this create two variable name and age. It makes the code cleaner and modern. Now destructuring with the new names also exists, like I have this in the user I have already write the name and age. If I want to rename this, means like let name is the user name from this user one, and console.log we can write the username. So let's run this. As expected, I get the John. So useful when a variable name already exists, like in this user one, the name is already exists. I want to give a new name username here. So one more important thing is the spread operator with the object. Like we can use to copy or merge the object. Like I have the user one and user object. I want to merge them into the a single object. Like let full users is equal to this three dots and expand this user, then again three dots user one, and now console.log full users. So if you see name John, age 50, email jd.com, and friend, means it overrides the value. First it writes the value of user, then it writes the value of username, and complete this into the full user. So spread operator copies properties from one object to another. And next one is the copying object is safely by using the spread operator also. So this avoid reference problem and create a new object basically. Now objects versus the arrays. Object represent the entities and array represent a list type. Use the object when data has meaning, like key value pair, name, age, city, and use to use array if it is in the form of list. Now some common mistake. These mistakes happen to beginners, so don't worry. Practice is the patient, like forgetting quotes in the bracket notation and using the outside object context by means using this keyword, and confusing array with the objects also. So some real use cases, like objects are used everywhere: user data, products, APIs, settings. So let's quickly summarize. Objects store structured data, and object properties and method define behavior, and dot and bracket notation access the data. Destructuring and spread simplify the code, and this refer to the current object. So that is for the JavaScript object. If you understand this video, you are already one step closer to become a strong JavaScript developer. Practice the code, pause the video, and try it yourself. Don't forget, PPT and code links are in the description. If this video helped you, like it, share it, and subscribe to JDCodebase. See you in the next video.